Hello, I'm Tom Hetzel, physical therapist, ATP of Ride Designs. I'm going to take a few minutes this morning to explain a little bit about the choice of materials we're using in our range of Ride Custom Cushion products. As most of you know, if you've been in the seating industry, there's essentially two categories of foams. You have the closed cell foams. Closed cell foams do not absorb moisture. The closed cell because they're in fact closed cells. They don't communicate to one another. The advantage of a good cross-link polyethylene foam like we're using in the Ride Custom 2 is its amazing resilience. Now the problem with foams, if you think about comparing an open cell foam like a polyurethane foam, you have two features of a foam material. One speaks to the quality of the material itself, which is density, okay? And the other is the quality of the foam with respect to firmness, okay? So in an open cell foam, like a polyurethane foam, to a certain degree, those characteristics can be controlled independently. And what I mean by that, we can have an open cell foam with a very high density, which means a high density means a lot of material in this little block of foam. High density, but very soft, okay? So I think there's a lot of confusion in the language in the industry, and people say, oh, I've got a dual density foam cushion. They're most likely meaning they've got a dual firmness, because density is an independently controlled factor. It speaks to the quality of the foam. So open cell foam, I can, to a certain degree, control density independent of firmness. So when we start talking about the AccuSoft cushion and the two choices of foams we use there, they're both a very high density in that what we call HR range, high resiliency range. So they're very high quality, durable foam, but they are open cell, and there'll be other issues you have to be aware of with that, and I'll get to those. But first, let's keep it on track with the density firmness issue. Okay, so open cell foam, polyurethane, high density, it means the quality of the foam, the amount of material in this block is very, very high. And I can adjust through the chemistry of this pore the firmness, as in how hard or how soft it is. And as you'll find out later, the AccuSoft has two choices. Again, two choices. One is a nice, comfortable, relatively firm for polyurethane foam, and the other one is an extra soft. So the soft and extra soft, both high density, but varying firmnesses. Okay, now, why don't we use closed cell foams in seating as a rule? And the reason is it doesn't breathe. Closed cell foam is firm. Now, as I'd mentioned with the open cell foam, we can control to a certain degree independently firmness and density. Not so with our closed cell foams. Closed cell foams, density does tie directly to firmness. To get a soft foam in closed cell foam, your density would have to be so low that the foam just wouldn't stand up over time. It'd be a very low quality, like ethafoams and cheap foams. When you see closed cell foams that just take a set really quickly and they just collapse over time. So why do we use closed cell foam in our Ride Custom 2, which is what we consider our flagship custom cushion product? The reason we do that is we need something with structural integrity to support the body effectively. If you're familiar with the Ride mechanism of approach, it's more of an orthotic and prosthetic based approach where with accurate contour, we safely support low-risk areas. We safely support low-risk areas so we can then move contour away from the body at high-risk areas. University studies have been showing that results in significantly less, up to 50% less, deep tissue deformation at high-risk bony prominences. For a foam to be able to support a body like that, it needs to have good structural integrity. So we chose a cross-linked polyethylene foam, a highly cross-linked polyethylene foam, which allows us to go to a fairly low density, interestingly enough, but maintain the quality over time. This foam, we're in ski country in Colorado, so I compare it to a ski boot. If you've had any experience with a ski boot, you buy a new ski boot, you get up on the mountain the first day, and you get a couple runs in, you got to loosen that boot up. And what happens over those next couple runs or the next couple days of skiing, that boot takes your shape and it becomes very, very comfortable. And what you want to do is have that change in shape stop. And that's what this foam does. We have worked with the manufacturer to dial in a foam that over the first couple weeks of use is going to take a minor set by design so that it improves the fit and accuracy of shape on the loading contours, but also have the structural integrity to keep the body lifted up so we don't get bottoming out in the portions of the cushion that are designed to keep the pressure off of those areas. Okay, so Ride Custom 2, closed cell foam. We have to dial in a firmness and density simultaneously. We choose a cross-linked polyethylene for its long-term durability. Other advantages are it doesn't absorb moisture. You can wash this thing and rinse it off, put a disinfectant solution on it. It doesn't have the UV light does not have near the effect on it that it does like an open cell foams. So it doesn't need extra incontinence protection. For that reason, we can actually put ventilation channels through the cushion and have a breathable spacer fabric cover on this. So it is the ultimate in structural stability, lightweight, no need for extra incontinent covers. Okay? Another advantage of this material is that you can easily carve and alter this in the field. And in our certification courses, we spend a significant amount of time teaching people how to improve the shape of the cushions we send you from the information you send us. So you can optimize that fit and get that cushion delivered that day. Okay, so that's the closed cell foam. I was able to catch it. Now the open cell foams, we've got two different selections. So now we've got the AccuSoft coming on board. And people are asking, boy, you've always been, Ride Designs, familiar with Ride Designs. Why have you moved towards a softer material? Well, the truth of the matter is, our experience, especially with the Java cushion or off-the-shelf cushion, we've proven to ourselves and through these university studies that we can, in fact, have the stability, interface pressure management, and deep tissue deformation results with a softer interface. So we do continue to support the use of the highest firmness with accurate contour for the best in sitting performance, offloading, and all the characteristics that Ride Designs is known for. But we also now recognize and support the idea that some people, through preference or for sitting tolerance, just prefer or truly need a more compliant surface for greater comfort and sitting tolerance. For that reason, we're now making the AccuSoft cushion too. And as outlined earlier in this presentation, two different firmnesses of an open cell polyurethane foam. An open cell polyurethane foam. Again, both high density, very similar in density materials, but varying the chemistry, we're able to get two firmnesses. The AccuSoft Soft will be for has a nice compromise between the stability factor, comfort, etc. The extra soft, boy, it's just a really, really soft, cushy feel, very accommodative. So somebody really, where you're moving more towards accommodating support, comfort, for instance, maybe advanced neuromuscular diseases, MS, MD, balancing somebody over somebody in the softer interface may be just the ticket for them. Whereas you start to move towards a better and more aggressive control of posture, you may want to be going more towards the soft rather than extra soft. So three different firmnesses, but two different classes of material. Now, that's application clinically. Other things that need to be considered with the open cell foam is that it does absorb moisture. So these materials need to be covered to protect them from ultraviolet light and from moisture. With the AccuSoft cushion, you're going to find that it comes standard with an inner incontinent cover. It's removable and wipeable. It's not skinned like kind of the industry standard. By having it removable and wipeable, you can take that cover off, do minor modifications, put the cover back on, and deliver the product and have the product done at that time. Also, because of it being an open cell foam, we can't allow the air and everything go through that material because along with the air is going to come all the moisture. So we can't do the ventilation channels, etc., like we can on the Ride Custom 2. So like our forward cushion on our standard product size, the heat and moisture management is managed rather effectively through a combination of the contour, the inner incontinent cover, which protects the foam, and then the outer cover, which is the thick, lofty spacer fabric material, which actually keeps the sitter up off of the cushion, in combination with the contour, allows for airflow between the sitter and the cushion itself, and does an amazingly good job for managing heat and moisture, even though it's a foam cushion. So, in summary, they have a better understanding of the science of materials, closed cell versus open cell, and some of the specific reasons we've chosen the different materials and the classes of materials for our Ride Custom Cushion program. And again, there's a combination of those materials that we've used effectively in our standard products of the Java cushion and the forward cushion. Thank you for your time. Peace out.